Well, a federal judge has just dismissed a lawsuit filed by two Democratic National Committee donors against the Trump campaign. Their suit accused the campaign and its advisors of plotting to hack the DNC and publish internal emails. That lawsuit might be on stronger ground, of course, as the DNC had turned its server over to the FBI to be investigated. It didn't. We still don't know where the server is. The FBI has requested it multiple times. We don't even know if the Mueller investigation has taken a look at that server. Many mysteries at the heart of this. But Roger Stone was one of the targets in that dismissed lawsuit. He also wrote the book Stone's Rules. He joins us tonight. Roger, thanks a lot for coming on. So what was the point of this lawsuit?
Well, Tucker, before we get there, I want to thank you for writing a warm introduction for Stone's Rules, my Sun Tzu's kind of art of the war, my rules of the road, my hard-won maxims. It was very useful in this fight because, you see, this is a tactic known as lawfare, where Ivy League snots in a nonprofit blessed by Barack Obama file frivolous, even defamatory, but expensive lawsuits against you in which they weave together crazy left-wing conspiracy theories, but they present no evidence. Stop me if you've heard this one. Roger Stone worked with the Russians to hack the DNC and gave the material to Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, Donald Trump, take your choice. It's a fairy tale. They presented no evidence of this fairy tale at court. Now, it is true the lawsuit was ultimately dismissed on jurisdictional grounds, but it proved, if you read the judge's questioning, she laughed at them in terms of a conspiracy. Recognize, Tucker, I was being sued not for defamatory speech or false speech or hate speech, but for constitutionally protected speech when I commented on something WikiLeaks had already published.
So do we know, let's just go back a little bit to the core of the story, which is the server, whose contents did wind up on the internet and in newspapers. But I don't think we have ever seen proof of how that happened. Where is the server in question?
Well, this brings up a second lawsuit. This lawsuit against me was not filed by the DNC, but by some left-wing nonprofit, and they used it for fundraising. The DNC, when they learned that we were going to ask for their server in discovery, which my able attorneys, Smith and Bushell, did immediately in a letter, they went to court and now want to delay their own lawsuit until after the election. This is outrageous because their lawsuit against me, against the Trump campaign, against Jared Kushner, against Julian Assange, against the Russian state, against WikiLeaks, against the Republican National Committee, against Bozo the Clown, I mean, it's a for-show lawsuit, would have opened the doors to see those servers. Now they're not in such a rush to go to discovery. How about that?
Do we know who has possession of those servers right now?
Well, I don't think we do know. I mean, that's a question for the chairman of the Democratic National Committee. Is there bleach involved? That's the real question. Because the myth that the Russians hacked the DNC can only be proved with inspection. We know that there's substantial forensic evidence cited in an excellent story in The Nation magazine that points to, based on download speeds and other computer jargon that I recognize a few experts in, Bill Benny, Ray McGovern, and others, more likely this data was downloaded to a thumb drive, portable drive, and spirited out the back door.
Well, it sure seems that way.
At a minimum.
But we have no idea. As far as I can tell, we called over the DNC today. We don't know where those servers are. We will find out, I hope. Roger Stone, thank you very much.
But hundreds of thousands of dollars for this dismissal, and I still have to pay for a Senate, a House, and Mr. Mueller's investigation. Thank you, Tucker. Great to be with you.
Best of luck.